What's going on, everybody? Views from the Ceiling Fan. Welcome back. Episode 9. A very, very special episode today. Hope everybody's having a good week, a good day. We're talking all things NBA this week. Game 1, Game 2, and a bunch of other stuff. And besides the fact that we're talking about NBA and all that good stuff, we have our very first guest on this podcast. I consider him an expert in this NBA topic that we're going to get into today. He's a good dear friend of mine. His name is iconic. Mr. Bill Butters Sullivan is in the house. Say hello.
Yes, sir. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, my man? I am your host, CJ, co-host Kenny. Say hello to the people, Kenny.
What's up?
So yeah, man, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it, yeah.
I got you, man. What's going on? What's going on?
It's popping, bro. Because I was talking to Kenny about it too. I was like, I want to do guests, no doubt, but I wanted it to have a specific topic. I really wanted to dive into something, and the NBA Finals came up, and I was like, yo, my boy, I got to get him on this show. And that's when I hit you up, and you were like, fuck yeah, let's do this,
man. Yeah, for sure.
Of course. Yo, so just for the people listening, just give us a little background about yourself in regards to your NBA expertise and all that good stuff, and we'll take it from there.
I never knew that sitting on my couch and watching so much basketball would serve as a qualification for anything one day. So we're off to a hot start there. And I'm going to school to pursue a career in broadcast journalism. That could change in a month, honestly, at this rate, with the way things are going.
Deadass.
But so
It'd be like that.
When you texted me, I was glad to hear and happy to be on, man.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, Billy wrote a couple of things that I read for school, and then he had to submit it to his professors and all that stuff. He's a very good writer, and analytically, the kid's got it. I mean, to me, I'm just like, I don't know how he sees the things that he sees. I played soccer, so I mean, I kind of see playmaking in that sense when I watch basketball, and I know the passing routes and all that good shit. But in terms of trading and calls or whatever, I mean, I know some of it here and there, but like I said, I mainly go to you. So,
yeah, there's a whole business and economic side to basketball, which is every sport pretty much, but that's one of the underrated parts of things that I really like to get into and look at is the trading of draft picks, the availability of cap space. These are multi-billion dollar staples in kind of America right now, and all the money that the NBA gets is just being thrown across back and forth, and it's fun to keep track of all this. How do franchises operate? How do they acquire talent? And then coaching, how does that talent come together on the floor to win? Yeah.
Awesome. We're going to get back to that because that's a really good point, the economic side in that. We'll talk about the really great players and their pay grade and all that stuff and what they're making. But in spirit of Game 1 and Game 2 and the NBA Finals just happened this past week, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Game 1, and then we'll talk about Game 2. So give us your thoughts about Game 1, Raptors-Warriors.
It was super cool to see all the Toronto fans. If you thought they were crazy in the conference finals, they're only going at it even harder now. It feels
they're crazy. Yeah, and Drake out there fucking grinding.
Yeah, dude, all that stuff is so fun, and people have been waiting for something new in the finals after Cavs versus Warriors for 4 years.
Yeah.
Dead ass.
We have, Jurassic Park is what they call the outside fans going crazy outside the arena. You got all this Drake beef, Kawhi Leonard, all these really cool things that are going on. So I'm just happy something different's happening, man. There's a lot of complaining about Drake and the Raptors. No one believes in the Raptors. At least some people feel that way, but yeah, man, I thought the way Golden State came out in Game 1, they've played the way that they have for a lot since Kevin Durant came there, in that they just don't look like they're trying, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they really don't.
But it's the way they push the ball. They have to play with this kind of carefree attitude, just the zipping and moving of the ball back and forth up and down the court.
Do you think they underestimated the Raptors in Game 1?
No.
In terms of, I'm sorry, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. But in terms of like transition offense with the Raptors, like, do you think the Warriors didn't expect it to be that explosive?
I'm not sure it's expectations is a good word to bring up because this Raptors team, first of all, different team from the start of the season after trading DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi.
Yeah.
Then the emergence of Pascal Siakam as a guy who was a borderline all-star around February, and throughout that point till now has emerged as probably like a top 10 player in the East easily, I think. So you look at some of the great teams, and this is a big LeBron thing. Everyone says this with LeBron in the playoffs. Like last year when the Cavs dropped Game 1 to Indiana, everyone's like, "Oh, it's just LeBron," you know. Great teams do this. They survey for the first game.
Yeah, right.
They drop the first game. So I said, everyone says that about LeBron teams. I think that's what Golden State did, you know. Yeah. This is a team that they played probably twice during the regular season, yeah. Kevin Durant was there, and you have guys like Marc Gasol who weren't even on the Raptors yet. So I think the biggest thing for them in that Game 1 was getting the game film, being able to watch how the Raptors got out and kind of busted their backs.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam running the floor, like you said.
Yeah.
After every rebound, the Raptors were looking to outlet because they knew in the half court, Kawhi Leonard looks shot out there. He looks like he has nothing left in the tank. They can't rely on him to go get a bucket in the half court every time. So smart of them to try and push the ball. But yeah, I just think Golden State just took the one game, and obviously they won Game 2. I still think Warriors in 6.
I think so too.
That just makes me sad.
Yeah.
Cause like, and it's nothing to bag on the Warriors about, cause the Warriors are a fucking fantastic team.
They got 5 All-Stars.
Legit. I mean,
6, kinda.
It's like
shit. You're right.
It's like
who have been All-Stars. Yeah.
You can't be mad at it because you can't be mad that they win. But to me, I'm mad because it's like, it's totally unbelievable the amount of skill one team can have. Yeah. That's why I'm mad. I'm like, yo, like they were hooked up, bro. Like when they went on that, what was it, 75-3? What was it? That
73-9.
Yeah, like that is insane, and it's unbelievable. One team can just control that whole thing. I mean,
in an 82 game season,
exactly,
lose a single digit number of games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, to me, the Warriors are the greatest team out right now. Like, obviously, it'd be stupid to be like, oh, fucking LeBron can beat him by himself, but like, you're ignorant. There's no way. You're just too much of a LeBron believer or whatever you want to say. But I cannot hate on Steph Curry. I cannot hate on Kevin Durant. I cannot hate on Clay. I cannot hate on Draymond Green. They are amazing.
You can't hate on Draymond Green?
Well, I mean, I can't hate on Draymond Green because he's a dickhead half the time. But like, but I mean, their bench and their players just run so deep. It's like even if you combat the first string, you got Livingston on the bench. You got Iguodala. Like, it's so to me that's the annoying part. Yeah. Just how deep it runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and how the name Iguodala is like probably more trending in June than it ever is.
Yeah.
Because every finals it's like, oh yeah, Andre Iguodala is like old as hell, so he's gonna save himself for the finals and then just like lock down your best player.
Yeah. The oh god, Curry's off-ball movement is really fun to watch too, and I'm sure no one's like really like staring at Curry run across the field. They're mostly like watching the people on the ball.
Yeah,
on the court. Yeah. My bad. That's my soccer instinct kicking in there the field. But you watch his off-ball movement. I mean, Curry is just so smart. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows the shots he can take. Like, it's
that's
insane.
the thing about the Warriors. Like you were saying, that they play carefree almost.
Yeah.
It's because if they have the ball, if they're in the middle of the court, if they look to their left and they look to their right, they got fucking superstars that they know can. I was about to say,
they got shooters everywhere.
Here you go, bro.
Yeah,
here you go. Their ball movement is so crazy.
Yeah,
because they're so fucking good.
And that team, like, you think about the core pieces. You got Steph, Clay, Dre, even Bogut they brought back this year from Australia. They got Iguodala, Livingston. All of these guys have been on the team since that first championship back in 2015. And then there was one play in game 2. I'm trying to remember when it was. I don't exactly remember. But Steph drove the lane, I think, and threw the ball out to Iguodala, wide open, just waiting for a shot. And I'm watching with my mom, and she's like, shoot. And I'm like, no, just wait. Because you see Steph, and, like, he'll do circles in the paint and then cut out to the corner, and there would be 2 guys following him, and Iggy still passes it to him because he knows he's coming off the screen at the exact right time, and Steph contested, you know.
And even like you said, even if he's got 2 guys on him, he might take that shot, you know, 9 times out of 10 or whatever. But he's smart enough to know it's like, I got 2 guys on me, someone's open and driving to the lane.
Wasn't he?
You know what I'm saying?
Like he was like partially like his vision was fucked up, right?
Oh yeah.
During game 2?
No, Steph Curry's like his whole
whole life apparently he's needed glasses or contacts, and he just got them at some point this year.
What?
Yeah, dude. It's
so we just been figuring.
So if
out...
you thought he was superhuman before,
I was just about to say
he didn't even have his eyes.
Yeah.
Now that he has his eyes, it's a wrap.
That's like some real Jedi-ish. Just like I know where the basket is.
Yeah.
You brought up an interesting point in the beginning there with the expectation and saying that the Warriors went into game 1. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to try to win, but we're going to really try to see what, you know, the Raptors are going to bring to the table, and then we'll fix from there. And then in terms of game 2, do you think they adjusted well after game 1? Because it was pretty close. I mean, the Raptors still, you know, kind of held their own. It wasn't like no blowout, you know. I think if freaking whatchamacallit got that steal at the end of game 2, I don't think it was Kawhi. I forget what his name was.
Siakam?
I think it was him. If he got that steal at the end and then the ball didn't get dished out to Iggy.
on that loose ball, right?
Yeah.
I think that was Kawhi.
Might have been Kawhi. Regardless, it was a really close game. So do you think like they need to adjust more? Like the second game, even then, it's like, all right, now game 3 is in our home court. And now we're really gonna drill these fucking kids. Like that's it.
Well, Durant's injury status has been wonky. No one's been able to get a pulse of it. So if you're the Warriors, you know, you like what you did in game 2. You did your job. Like you went and got a road game out. Now like. It's your job to win these next 2 at home.
Right.
Like, if you're the coach, that's how you're looking at it. Toronto, you dropped one at home. Usually you like to steal one at home, but, like, it's Golden State. You're just trying to make it come back to Game 5 in Toronto, just be even.
Yeah. So God, sorry. I didn't cut you off.
So, if you're Golden State, I think you like what you did, and now you have Klay out, too. That's the thing. Like you were saying, it was a close game, but Klay was going at it when that game first started. Like, you can tell with Klay, sometimes he has this look in his eyes. Sometimes he'll put the ball on the floor more. You'll see Klay bring up the ball, and that's when you know he's going for it. But he went out with an injury. He's supposed to be back for Game 3, I believe. So I think if they have Klay, they really don't have anything to worry about because Kawhi looks so hobbled and so drained at this point. I don't know how you're going to get a mega. Damn. I thought someone played like the drop for that.
I fucking love his laugh.
That was really good, yo. The fact that you just hit that like that.
Have you seen there's one of him with the Kings from like
his
like rookie
really
tryouts or whatever.
back.
Yeah, like training camps or something. And it's even
It's not
worse.
even like a laugh.
It's
He just
like-
goes, ha, or
like,
some shit. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Maybe he's got like an awkward social thing going on.
He's very awkward, but he's a fucking maniac.
Did you
That's
guys
crazy.
hear what happened with who's that guy? Joe Budden, the pump it up guy.
Joe Budden.
Yeah.
With him.
He was just talking about Kawhi or something, and then like he was saying like all this wrong information about Kawhi, and then one of his producers was like, "Yo, apparently like Kawhi's been real quiet and hangs out a lot with his uncles since like his father got shot." He goes, "I don't care. That guy's laugh is dumb."
Oh my god.
Bro, Joe Budden is not a nice person. Like he's talked a lot of smack about. If I'm thinking of the right Joe Budden, he's the one who was in that interview with Lil Yachty, right? And told Lil Yachty like, "I don't believe you. You're a liar. There's no way you enjoy this life." It's
Yeah.
What? How you gonna tell me how if I enjoy life? The context of that for anybody who doesn't know is Lil Yachty was on like Joe Budden's show, right? You know what I'm talking about?
I know
right,
who
Kenny?
I know who Joe Budden is.
And basically it was like Joe Budden asked him a question like, how do you deal with, the money now, like the fame, like, are you busy? Are you stressed out? Like, how does it feel? He's like, and then Little Yachty said, yeah, no, it's good. I'm not worried about it. I'm grinding, it's good. It's a good time. And then Joe Budden was like, I don't believe you. You're lying. That's a press statement.
Yeah,
like you
media,
practice
media
that.
trained answer.
Yeah, media trained. And Little Yachty's like, what? Like, I came from nothing. Like, I had no money, and now I have a bunch of money. So, like, why would I be tight?
Yeah.
And then Joe Budden it was a really dumb interview. Joe Budden is a goofball, but yeah. So in terms of Raptors looking back at these games, do you think like there's any chance they can steal a win at Oracle?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do the Raptors have to do to get that win? In your opinion,
I mean, there are things you can do besides praying, but pray. Definitely pray.
That's number one on the list.
I mean, it's tough, man. You gotta ask a lot out of Kawhi. You gotta ask a lot out of your defense. Fred VanVleet has done a great job keeping up with Steph Curry. Kyle Lowry, you know what you're getting from him in terms of tenacity and effort every night. And then Toronto has solid big men that can defend not only at the rim but out in space, who can get out on some of these shooters, out on guys like Draymond Green who like to initiate offense from the top of the key. Ibaka, Gasol. If you're the Raps, you just have to go in, hope you get a good night from Kawhi, try your best. If I'm the Raptors, I pick one guy to stop. Now that Durant is out, I pick one guy to stop, saying, all right, Curry can't get any buckets tonight. Let's make everyone else beat us. Or Clay's not getting any buckets tonight because Steph has a track record for not playing the way that we all know he's capable of in the finals.
Yeah.
He falls up a little short. So if you say our defense is committed to stopping everyone else but Steph, you beat us.
I like that plan. That sounds really good.
Because if you
crazy.
And an underrated thing for the Raptors that not a lot of people are talking about is they're missing OG Anunoby. He's a second-year player out of Indiana or something, but that doesn't even matter. He's a versatile, athletic wing player who, like, you would love to just throw out there, like, to even combat Iguodala. Just you have the length and speed and youth and athleticism to compete with the Warriors. Because they spread you out so thin, so you have to be extra athletic to play them.
I like the mind games that Drake plays and Draymond plays a lot. Because, like, for a fact, Draymond's talking so much shit on that court to everybody. Whoever messes up, fucks up, misses, or, like, if he just flexes on him.
Oh, of course.
Do you think, like, if the Raptors or Drake were to just, like, talk shit all game and try to get in their heads, like, they would falter? And like put a Raptors at an even more advantage, at any advantage at all, really.
It depends on the guy.
Yeah.
If KD comes out there and Drake is talking, and
KD's gonna say something.
No, he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna ball.
That's what I'm saying.
KD
I feel like the Warriors
put Drake in the dirt if he were to like.
I feel like the Warriors, like, they've been such an overpowered powerhouse for such like a long time. That if they have one off game, they're like, all right, we're coming next game. Like, no matter what the fuck you say.
Fuck out, right?
It's crazy, man. It's still kind of crazy to think how this all started with Kevin Durant even coming to the Warriors, because this is what I was talking about in the beginning when I talk about the business. So people don't know this, but the reason the Warriors were even able to sign Durant is because the year he became a free agent, the NBA had just worked out a new television deal with like TNT, ABC, ESPN. So you got an influx of all this new cash.
Oh, shit.
And the Players Association, what they said was, we want all that right away. Give it to us right away. We don't want to wait, like, because there's a cap to sign players. Like, you can try to keep it within $70 million and went up from like 70 to 100, roughly, in like one summer, because they didn't want to shortly increase it like the NBA wanted to, but the Players Association said, no, like, we're splitting this money. It's our money. Fair enough. All power to the players, because owners are rich billionaires anyway. Like,
Right.
but that creation of cap, that extra $30 million for every team in one offseason, allowed Golden State to sign Durant. Because if that never happens, if the league just implements this in a way where like an extra $5 million gets added to the cap every year in like a more strung out strategic way, instead of just being like, okay, because you're a team and you have $30 million more dollars to work with. So if you're another team, you blow it like the Knicks did on a Joakim Noah, or like the Lakers did on a Timofey Mozgov, because no one knew the rules. Everyone knew this change was coming, but no one knew how to like structure it, what percentage to give.
Yeah.
And then it just so happens that Curry is on a cheap contract because of former ankle injuries he used to have. Clay is on a cheap contract because he wasn't the guy he was. When he signed it, he had become that guy.
Damn.
And Draymond still didn't have his big contract yet because he hadn't blossomed into the player he was by the time he signed his original contract.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you say it's not an expensive contract, like ballpark, if you even know, how much are they making, Steph, Clay, and Dre?
Well, when I say someone has an expensive contract, I'm saying it relative to their skill level.
Right.
So like a maximum contract in the NBA is like roughly $30 million. If
Must be
LeBron,
nice.
if you're paying LeBron James $30 million a year, you know, that's just like expected.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, we have LeBron like cross out that 30
Yeah.
in our books.
Yeah.
But then when it's a guy like Mike Conley on the Memphis Grizzlies, do you guys know who that is?
Nope.
Exactly. I think he makes more money per year than LeBron. He might be the highest paid player like per year, not total contract. But
And
like,
he's not better than LeBron is what you're saying, or he is better than LeBron? I'm just saying.
I'm not answering that question.
Yeah, I'm not answering that shit either.
A man you've never heard of. Oh, is he better at basketball
I don't
than
know.
LeBron
Maybe,
James?
maybe he's just fire on the Grizzlies. This is what I'm saying. This is why I need you, bro.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know the
I'm
expert
being
stuff.
an
No,
asshole.
you're good. You're good. That's why I asked, man.
No.
Because I don't know it all, man. I know the hype beast front running shit. You know what I mean? That's on TV, like dead ass, like LeBron, fucking who's in the
Stephen A.
finals.
Smith.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Stay off
The weed. Someone called him and said some dumb shit. I think you sent it to me. He's like, "Goodbye. Get off my line.
Dude, yeah.
Get out of here."
It was a question about Ron Baker. He's a legendary like third string Knicks point guard. Played for us for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
From Wichita State, baby. You remember those Wichita State teams back in like 2014?
And what did the kids
going
say?
undefeated.
And
He
what
goes,
did the kids say? Yeah.
why don't you think Ron Baker's on an NBA team? He's like he's like an all-star. And then Stephen A. just goes, okay, goodbye. Goodbye.
Get off my line.
We're here for the NBA Finals. And here I am taking calls about Ron Baker.
He's so funny, bro. I see you as like the new
Stephen A.
Yeah,
Smith.
low key, bro. You could be energized and exotic like he is, bro. I've
Dude.
seen it.
It is tough. It's really tough to do what that guy does.
Yeah.
He's on radio and television like all day.
He's like do you know who Peter Rosenberg is?
Yeah.
He does baseball stuff like that. He talks
Yeah,
about a
he's
lot of
like
sports stuff too.
He's like a New York guy, right?
Yeah,
More
he's
so.
he's on he's on Ebro in the morning.
Yeah.
Ebro in the morning on Hot 97 is where he starts his day, and then he goes and he talks on ESPN2 or some shit like that. I forget where.
Yeah, I'm
But,
surprised. I'm surprised. I'm subscribed to one of the feeds he's on for ESPN on podcasts.
Dope. But yeah, he's sick. He's pretty funny too. I listen. He's mad funny in the morning. Do you listen to Hot? You don't even listen to the radio.
I only listen to the radio
Never
when I'm
mind.
with you
I was
because
about to say.
you don't have an aux cord.
I'm an old fart and I ain't got no aux. That's big facts. So
Crazy.
and I want to go back to the whole Warriors and how they run deep, and I'm gonna put a name for it that I'm sure everybody in this room is familiar with. Super team. How do you
Bum, bum.
Yeah, exactly. Bum bum bum. How do you feel about that term in general? Like if someone were to come up to you is like, well, yeah, of course they're winning. They're a fucking super team. Like, what's your take?
It's kind of tricky because the term keeps getting redefined, right? The Boston Celtics are a super team. You take Kevin Garnett and then you trade for Paul Pierce and you trade for Ray Allen. And then, like, that's a super team. Then it's D. Wade in Miami recruiting LeBron and Chris Bosh during free agency. Now, they take a hit on, like, the way public opinion, basically, Bosh, LeBron, and Wade, because they all chose to team up. That was like the time. That's why the Heat were the Heatles again. They were villains, you know, whatever. And then people cared less as the LeBron Miami thing went on, I think. I think after he won against OKC, people started to turn and were like, all right, like, LeBron's pretty damn good.
LeBron's fire.
There's still the memes and the jokes, which are all fun. But people really started to recognize LeBron for the type of guy he was. And then especially after he won in Cleveland. But you look at this Warriors team, the reason people loved them is because they're like the Celtics of the 80s, like, big teams, like McHale, Parrish, and Bird, like, all in-house guys, all drafted by the Warriors. And then because of this crazy anomaly that happens because of financial deals and television deals and NBA revenue, it opens up this door for a guy who is like, it's him and LeBron in 2016 at the top of the mountain, pretty much individually, and Steph. And then you have him go to a team that has the first ever unanimous MVP, who won 73 games, who beat you, who came back from 3-1 to beat you, KD, and then who gave up a 3-1 lead in the finals. And you're joining this team. Meanwhile, you could have just won with Westbrook. Like, run it back, man. As a basketball fan, like, I wanted to see them run it back.
Yeah, low key.
KD and Westbrook were a duo.
I was about to say, do you think it was just like them, and then, like, do you think those two alone were the super team for OKC?
No.
Or do you think
I actually, sorry to cut you short on the question, but I really loved that OKC team that year because they were great defensively, similar in a way to the way this Toronto team is. Ibaka was still on the Thunder back then. You had Steven Adams at center. And then
Steve Adams.
Roberson. Oh, I forget about him because he's been injured so long. But you have a guy like Roberson who's a great lockdown defender. You could throw at the 2 or switch him out for Dion Waiters, who was on that team at the time, and he could give you a third offensive punch out on the wing next to Westbrook and Durant. I loved that 2016 team. I made a bet with our
Stevie G.
Our buddy Connor. And I made a bet that the Thunder would win in 6 games.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
with Connor during Shmuel's class.
Damn.
Music theory. I made a bet 6 games, and they were up 3-2 in game 6.
Yeah.
It took like 11 3-pointers from Klay Thompson and that crazy Klay game to win that.
I know exactly what you're talking
about.
Too.
That was insane. If he doesn't go for that game, the Thunder win, man, and I win that bet. So that's like just another extra personal reason for me to be mad about KD.
Fucking KD.
I'm like, you should have just won me my bet instead of going to Golden State.
Fucking motherfucker.
That's a good point, and we're segueing a little bit, but I want to bring it back in a sec to the super team aspect because I have another question about that. But in terms of KD, like, he should have ran that back, bro. You're absolutely correct. Like, he had the team. You know what I mean?
I think he was just tied at Westbrook.
But, like, you got to put that to the side, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can have, and I mean, this is just my personal opinion. At the end of the day, you have, arguments or you don't believe or you don't agree with at some point with people on your team. It's like, nah, dog, you're trying to win a championship. This is straight business. Like, I'm going to shake your hand and be like, I will do whatever we need to do to win an NBA championship. Like, I don't care if you need me to play fucking down low half the time, never take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're going to win, then let's fucking win.
You saying that, do you think it was right for LeBron to leave after fucking JR didn't put that shot up and he took it back to half court?
First of all,
was that a good reason?
That's 2 different things,
no,
bro.
It's not.
To me, that's 2 different things.
JR Swish.
J.R. Smith took the biggest L of his life in that game. Like,
I thought we had it.
Dude,
thought we had
what's
it."
going on? And then Steve A is just at home like, stay off the Wii. Dude, I thought he was smacked, bro, when I was watching him and he was holding the ball. I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going?
Dude.
I'm like, dude, are you
Thunder.
kidding me? But in terms of that, like, yo, listen, I feel like LeBron wanted out since like the start of those finals because I feel like he was just over it.
Since
Since Kyrie
Cleveland,
left.
Golden State,
Yeah.
or since Kyrie left.
When Kyrie left,
That was.
and then they went and then they made it. Right? Kyrie
Yeah.
left and they made it to NBA. Right, yeah. When they made it to that, I feel like, and I mean, you know, I don't know what's going through his brain, but in terms of watching him during the finals, like he doesn't want to play with this fucking people anymore. You know what I mean? Like the games that those finals, the games in that final, I watched LeBron, and I'm like, this kid just looks like he's playing backyard, you know, ball. He just wants to win against the angry kids who pulled up to his court. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And to me, I can understand LeBron's point. It's like, I can only do so much, but I
Yeah.
need everybody else to be on their shit. And it's like, it's the J.R. Smith thing is a perfect example of how the Cavs were not on their shit. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people on the Cavs who I respect a ton. What's this kid's name?
I respect him. I don't know his name though.
Who
Colin
takes-
Sexton,
No.
Jordan Clarkson.
No, he just spoke at
Kyle Korver.
yes.
He's on the Jazz.
Well, but I'm saying during the
I know.
Cavs, you know what I'm
Just being
saying?
a
Like,
dickhead.
I love the way he played, bro. And when he would pull up, bro, I was like, oof, look at this man about to pull up like that. I feel like I just feel like LeBron just was over. He's like, these people are not on their shit, and I'm not trying to deal with it no more. And he
Yeah.
ran that thing too. He even told the
And
coach what to
Tristan,
do half
isn't
the
that
time.
when didn't Tristan cheat on Chloe at that time too?
Yeah.
See,
that
bro, it was just
weird.
mad
I try
dramatic.
not to pay attention to that stuff, man. Like,
It's hard not to though.
I know it's always like talk of the town. I guess I just want to watch basketball.
Yeah, the shit ran deep though with that, and I can see why LeBron was like, I can't take this. This is annoying. You know what I mean?
It's kind of incredible looking back on those Cleveland years because those were just a big mess, really. Like,
That
why
was a
didn't
mess, yeah.
why didn't that last Cleveland team work? Like Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Jay Crowder,
Yeah.
Derrick Rose. These are all people who were Cavaliers at the start of that season last year.
I think what happened was that like everyone just had like this ego around them and these expectations.
I was about to say, ego definitely could have
And-
played a role.
Like everyone was just hyping them up, and then when it came time to get down to business, the chemistry wasn't there, and they weren't really like thinking about, I don't know.
It's this like hype whirlwind that follows LeBron kind of wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason that happened was this guy has a year left on his deal. Everyone thinks he's leaving. Like, why does this dude always sign for 1 year? And remember that Nets pick that they got from the Kyrie trade? They were that they ended up taking Colin Sexton with. They were like, oh, should we trade it or should we not? If we trade it and LeBron leaves, then like we just wasted a good top 10 pick potentially. If he leaves and we keep it, you know, we can get a nice young player to add. It's just like, and that's why he only signed like 1 year deals this whole time in Cleveland, because he wanted out of there. He wanted to get his championship. You can't leave the year after you win.
Yeah.
And like after his championship, he signed on long enough to the point where as soon as he could get out of there, that's what he did.
Yeah. I like the point about the whole ego thing because I feel like, you know, LeBron in himself has a big head. He knows he's nice. You know what I mean?
Physically,
Yeah. And I mean,
that thing is a melon.
and he knows that, you know, whatever team he's gonna go to, he can spark some real good plays and make other people on the court better. But in terms of the whole ego and during that time, I feel like that's where the Warriors are so strong in that sense. Because, yeah, they're all superstars, like, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? They all have their own skill set. They all bring it deep. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, if I get subbed out, I'm not going to be tight because I got Livingston who's going to pull up all day in the paint and is not going to miss. Yeah. I have, you know, like, the bench just runs deep. And they're not worried about a thing. I think in the post-game interview, I don't know if it was – I feel like it was Steph when he asked was asked, how did you feel giving that ball to Iguodala?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I trust him. He's gonna take that shot or he's gonna pass it out. He took the shot and went in. It's like he's not worried. You know what I mean? Because that's just how the Warriors are. There's no fucking like I'm better than you. I want to take that last shot. Give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's like no. It's like you're open. Take that shot, bro.
It's also because like everyone on the Warriors has like I guess proven themselves that they're worthy of like getting that pass.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. Yeah, they all have incredible resumes. Iguodala, that was like the big talk when he first got to the Warriors. Like, can you take the back seat? We got a nice young and up and coming team here, and we need you to kind of come here, just to like verify us, validate us, make us like official. Like we got all the ingredients. Like just put your stamp on it, Iggy. And yeah, that play kind of like played out in life, like in the actual game.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that everyone just bought in. Everyone knows, like, you saw this, like, Klay Thompson was upset he didn't make the third team, and he goes, well, I'd rather win a championship anyway than make the All-NBA third team. And that's the truth. Because people who watch know, like, I would take Klay over Kemba to start my team probably 9 times out of 10.
Fuck yeah.
But, like, it takes a lot to put others before yourself on the basketball floor and just know the plays. And people ask like Steph when he's passing to Iggy, it's like, what are you thinking? Like Steph's not thinking in that moment. Steph's just making the right basketball play.
Exactly.
If he makes it, it's like good, he did his job. If not, you live with it and like you keep moving.
Right.
That's what these great teams do. Like that's what the Patriots have done. Like the Patriots haven't ripped off like consecutive titles, but like every season they come back, they have the mindset of like, we're going to do our damn best to go get this thing this year. And that's why they've won throughout decades. Same with like the Spurs.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like, they're not worried. They're going to toss that ball, pass that out to whoever outlet is open. And I keep thinking of the video. I think it was during the NBA Finals, but I know it was the Cavs, and he was talking to Tyronn Lue, LeBron. And he was coming up with a play, and LeBron just walks over, give me the ball. And then they just walk away, and Tyronn was like, all right. Yeah. And then, I don't know, did he make the shot? I can't remember.
Did. I think that was against the Bulls.
Yeah.
When D Rose was still on there.
He was just like, give me the ball. Yeah. That's it. Just give me the ball.
And then he hit that, like, big... He faded hard on that jumper.
Yeah, now I remember.
And
I know
then,
exactly.
Took those steps out of bounds.
But it's like, all right, LeBron, fine. Take it. I mean, you could do it. But to me, the cockiness is there, and that's where it's dangerous. You know what I mean? It's like, what if I'm open? I'm a good shooter. What if we pass the ball and you got 4 guys on? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, just that LeBron has made more clutch shots in his.
It makes
career.
sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Like he has more to show for, like a buzzer beater type scenario. Than the other guy that is going 10 for 13.
I got you.
Yeah.
So last thing about the super teams aspect, and we'll move on. In terms of super teams in the NBA, I've heard a lot of people in terms of like chatter when they watch the finals and they watch the league games. It's like super teams ruin the NBA. It's not fun to watch anymore. I can't stand watching it. They always do that. These guys are always gonna win. It's stupid. Why should I watch it? What's your take on that?
I don't know. To me, when I hear that argument, super teams ruin the sport for me, like, no. If you love the sport, you love the sport. Like, maybe it ruins watching the NBA for you, but people literally take it to the extent where it's like, basketball is just shit. And I'm like, why? And Golden State, dude. It's like...
they're just too good, bro.
Like, that's basketball. Like, that's just all basketball right there.
Yeah.
But, I understand, like, it does hurt the product of the NBA to a certain degree in the sense that every year's predictable. Like, the Warriors are going to make a title run.
Yeah.
I thought... I was really on the edge of my seat last year when they played Houston. A lot of people say, like, even though it went to 7, that they knew Golden State was coming out with it the whole time.
Well, I mean, if fucking Harden showed up.
And if Chris Paul was healthy. And if the Rockets don't miss 27 straight or whatever that crazy record was.
Yeah,
it would have been a lot better.
So dumb how they missed that much. They should not... I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, but... It just goes to show how crazy the and how like nerves can straight up get to you in like a finals game. Like James Harden was like off his shit. Like he did not look good at all. It was like, ugly.
And it's like, what happens if they make like the first 3 they take? You think they go 1 of 27 the rest of the way? Because you know that energy when like you're shooting and everyone's missing, and then the team is just missing. It goes the same way when it's hot. You see the ball falling in the rim, team starts getting hot.
Yeah.
But it's all these like crazy things. Like you don't know what could happen that could change the impact of even the finals.
Yeah.
Like I remember last year I was just at work randomly with Paul, and we just looked at our phones about this Kawhi Leonard trade. Like, what the hell? This makes no sense. And look, now we're talking about the finals, and you know, it like this is where all that started.
Yeah.
It's all these little things, kind of just noticing the trends, like the smallest of things, like the one Bleacher Report notification you get can
hype
change
you up.
like the entire next season.
And that's why people who talk about super teams ruining the NBA should shut the fuck up, because they clearly don't care enough about legit watching basketball and everything about it.
Yeah, and even to that point, like, yeah, super teams suck. Like, what are you gonna do? Sit and complain that basketball sucks until till Kevin Durant's free agent? Like, what have you been doing with your life since 2016? If you're still on that, if you're still dying on that ship.
Speaking of Kevin Durant's free agent, is it true that he bought a house in New York?
Oh,
I don't know, man.
And is it true that his house in the Bay Area is up for sale?
You guys are talking to me like you're talking about some girl that you saw me on like Snap
Motherfucker,
with.
it's KD and in the Knicks, motherfucker. That's why.
I know, dude. I know. I was really kind of saddened on lottery night when we didn't get Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
That was.
So I'm trying to stay cool as a cucumber, man. Not get too high, not get too low. If it happens, yeah, lose my mind. But I'm not planning for it.
Do you think Kyrie's gonna pull up too, or not?
I think KD's the most likely free agent out there.
Oh yeah.
That'd be crazy. KD on the Knicks.
I already know Patrick is gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know Patrick, right? Patrick L.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
balls with us sometimes, right?
He's a big KD fan.
Yeah.
I see him at Best Yet all the time, I think.
He works there.
there.
Yeah. But damn, bro, KD on the Knicks. What's it like to be a Knicks fan, Butters? Like a hardcore, diehard. I bleed for New York Knicks fan.
I am a Knicks fan, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Their ass.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. But what can you say to me? That I'm loyal? Yeah, I've had worse things said about me. No. It's tough, dude. Just a lot of shitty basketball.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why I know so much about the NBA, because I get so sick and tired of watching the Knicks. I just have to watch someone else.
Yeah.
No, but I really do love being a Knicks fan, man. There is something special about basketball at Madison Square Garden. There is something special about the Knicks when they're good. They the city seems alive. Not that we live in the city, we live in Nassau County.
Yeah.
But there's an aura around Knicks basketball when it's good. Like, I remember when I was in 8th grade, they were second best in the East, that Carmelo Anthony, Tyson Chandler year. Super fun. Like, one of the most fun years of watching basketball that I've ever had in my life. So even if we could just make the playoffs, that would be super
sick.
cool.
That'd be really
That would
good.
be super cool to make the 8th seed.
Do you think in our lifetime we'll ever see a New York Knicks championship?
While we live.
I hope so. I saw a tweet yesterday that said, after the Knicks lost in '94, this guy's dad told him, "Don't worry, son, they won't be this bad forever."
Oh God.
And that was just the whole tweet, because since then the Knicks haven't done anything, and this guy's like 35 or something.
94.
1994.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I hope and pray we get a fucking championship in New York, bro. Like, even the
This city's
how
gonna
about the
go
Nets?
crazy.
Let's go Nets. Like, even if
The Nets are doing pretty. The Nets are doing pretty good.
they weren't doing terrible.
Sorry,
They
what'd you say?
the fucking Nets.
The Nets did surprisingly well this year.
Yeah, they did, and I give credit to them. They've been really smart, and turned nothing into a lot, basically, with the assets they had since that big, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett trade back in 2013. That basically saw Brooklyn lose all its first-round picks till Jesus Christ comes back to earth. No, they've done well. They've made smart trades, like trading for D'Angelo Russell, obviously, signing guys like Spencer Dinwiddie. Jarrett Allen is a huge piece for them at center. They even got these guys. I don't know where they're finding these guys, like Karoots or whatever. Like
Karoots.
Like these guys with just the wildest
I'm
names.
naming my kid that.
Pulling up. And
Karoots.
Joe Harris, a guy who played on like that first Cleveland team when LeBron came back. He was just some rookie at the end of the bench who now is who was a rotation piece on a playoff team. Like, you got to give credit to their player development and certainly the managers, Kenny Atkinson, the coach there, and the players too, because that's kind of the thing about this Brooklyn team is that all of these guys kind of got there, looked at each other, and said like, all right, D'Angelo, all that stuff happened with the Lakers with you and Nick Young and Iggy Azalea. All that stuff happened. All right, here's your chance to start over.
Yeah.
Joe Harris, people wrote you off, thought you were a scrub, thought you couldn't play on Cleveland, come here, like, prove what you're worth. Spencer Dinwiddie couldn't get playing time in Detroit. Like, who? But, like, yeah, now you and D'Angelo Russell are, like, an awesome backcourt together. So it's a big credit to all of them and all those guys. And even though I don't like the Nets, gotta give them credit.
Their bench reactions, though, are crazy.
Mad funny.
Oh, yeah, they hit the 6ix9ine dances and everything, bro. That
I saw
goes
this
hard.
video on Twitter.
They're sellies, yeah.
And it's literally my favorite thing. It's over that new it's literally just the Nets, like a compilation of
Doing
them just
the
doing
stupid,
the 6ix9ine dance, and it's
Yeah.
over that new Playboi Carti and Young Nutty song, Kid Cudi. I'm gonna show you after. It is I watch it every day.
I died at that Attack on Titan tweet you had, or retweet or something.
Oh, with the
where you liked it and it came up on my feed.
What was it, Supreme Dream or whatever the hell that guy's called?
I have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Cause you watched the Attack on Titan like a
Yeah,
fucking
bro. Come on.
freak.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Shout out all the Titan fans.
Deadass. Yo, I've never been to Madison Square Garden before Gabrielle's graduation. Just want to throw that out there.
Her graduation was at MSG?
Yeah.
Yo, fun fact: my producer tag is Levi screaming out Kenny.
Oh, really? That's
That's one of your tags.
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. But yeah, I've only been
I
to...
remember that from the trailers. They're like, Kenny. I don't even know how to do it because it's anime. It's like, I don't know what I'm trying. What were you saying, man?
No. I was just saying, like...
You've never been? No, wait. I've never been to. You know where I've never been to?
Hit me.
I've never been to the Coliseum before.
Nassau Coliseum?
What?
Nassau. I've never been inside Nassau Coliseum.
I haven't been to the new
before my
one.
sister's graduation, like 3 weeks ago.
Is it nice in there now?
I mean, yeah, it's an arena. It looks kind of small.
It
It
looks
is.
like
That's
mini
where-
Barclays Center.
Yeah.
I've never been to Barclays Center, though.
I mean,
know
it
the
was an
outside of it.
arena.
If
It
you
wasn't
go to
like.
Barclays Center, it's like someone juiced up the Coliseum and dropped it in Brooklyn.
Shit. But yeah, I've never been... I've been to... I maybe been there once before Gabrielle's graduation. What are you doing?
I
You
think Jack
smelling Jack's
ripped ass.
Ew, you freak. Why would you go closer to his booty?
Because I don't know if it was you.
I ain't go... I would tell you if I farted, dog. I don't really fart that much. What are you doing, Jack?
He's trying to get comfy. This is. Yeah, there he goes. He's chilling.
Such a cute little doggo.
Dude, you know Jack's
Hell yeah.
15?
Yeah, he's an old fuck.
We thought he was 14, and we took him to the doctor. Like, no, he's actually 15.
Damn. In dog age. Alright, man. Last thing I want to talk about here, because it triggers me. And I don't know if I'm looking at the right things here, but maybe I'm not. But referees in the NBA. What the fuck is wrong with them? Like, what is
They're
the deal?
humans.
They're not human. They're fucking... They're android idiots.
Human
Android
error is a very
idiots.
real thing.
Deadass. They're AI dummies.
They built AI to be worse than humans?
Yep. And they
Uh,
sent them to the NBA.
Well, if that's the case, NBA, let's put some more humans back on. the court.
Deadass. Let's fix that.
Let's wait till we're out of the beta stage with this whole AI ref.
Do you think they like what's the term? they're more
Fix.
they're more fixed to certain players, certain teams.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Even though when LeBron takes 10 steps and dunks the ball.
I think superstars do get calls. That is the thing, because you do have guys like LeBron James and Shaquille O'Neal who came in and just changed the way the NBA was played, because these guys are
Massive.
massive. They, they're the exception. They're outliers. So that's the reason, like, why the NBA has kind of gone soft in recent years in terms of, being able to put your hands on a player, like when you're defending him. Pretty much, I don't have much to say for the refereeing. I think it's been pretty steady all series. Like, it is so much tougher to call it live, and when you're on the court, like,
It's so true.
So much is happening.
Yeah.
So much is happening right in front. Like, they're literally like feet away from these players,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and we get this aerial view of like the court, and we see everything. They really can't see everything, and I think when a bad call is taken, it's mainly human error, and like maybe they're getting caught up in the game. Like, oh shit, it's getting so good.
Right.
And then they're like, "Yo, foul," and they're like, "What are you talking?" Oh shit! I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in my fucking ref uniform. Like, fuck, I forgot where I was for a second.
That's so funny. That's crazy. But, like, it's good that we have the, instant replay shit and, like, the slowdown replay. And now we have, like, now they go back to all the way to, like, the board somewhere and they review the play.
Yeah,
or, like,
they have, like, a center in New Jersey where, like, it's a bunch of, like, former referees.
and they just sit there and analyze the replay.
Now that is, like...
Yeah. It's crazy
No
out here in
thanks.
these streets. So you got Warriors in 6, you said?
Warriors in 6.
I think so too.
Shit. Come on, guys. Give
Bro.
some faith in the Raptors, man.
It's hard to when you got
It is,
Golden
but,
State.
like, come on.
Bro, the one thing that how do you feel about the Boogie trade they did this year?
The fact that they signed Boogie?
Yeah. Do you think that was a power move or like just like fuck it?
They're
Let's
like,
just
yeah, we'll
stack
take
our-
'em.
yeah, like,
For who? The Warriors?
the Warriors, yeah.
If you're the Warriors, you take that all day. Cause
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because coming off the Achilles injury, if no one wants to pay him, because he said no teams approached him, like, even for a short contract, like a short 1-year contract. And then it just happened with the Warriors. And he said, okay, well, this is, like, the only contract I'm going to get. Like, I'm going to take it.
That's crazy. I thought that was crazy when I fucking heard that. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, Boogie just signed with the Warriors. Like, it's a wrap.
Is he
Unfortunately-
consistent though? Like I haven't watched enough.
Is
of
he
him
consistent?
to know if he's like
He's a
if he
very,
performs
very good
all
big
day.
man.
He's a
Yeah.
beast. He hasn't been on the floor much this year. He came back super late into the season.
Yeah,
And started to play decently well, and everyone said, okay, Boogie's not the same Boogie. Maybe he finishes the season with the Warriors, goes into the summer,
yeah.
and then like gets himself back right. But then he injured himself at the start of the playoffs, and he just came back.
I know it
for
was big in
game 1.
In game 2 though, he
It
was like
was
huge, right?
Yeah, he
Had a
came in
really
and
good
gave him
game.
that first initial punch to get them on the board. Him and Klay Thompson. Yeah, it's kind of weird because he's probably gonna win the championship with them, but like how much are you gonna talk about DeMarcus Cousins when you think about this like Warriors dynasty?
No,
Yeah,
it's not about.
deadass.
I'm just saying, like, adding him to the roster, I feel like was such like an oh shit move. Like, now
Yeah.
he's there too.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm thinking more of.
It was a very much like, are you effing kidding me type of situation.
Yeah.
How can it get any better?
People were losing their mind, and
LeBron
and
to
I
the Warriors.
said, like, he's 7-footer who tore his Achilles. Like, even if he comes back, it's not gonna be this year. That's how I saw it from the beginning. So I'm pretty impressed with a lot of the stuff he's been able to do in the finals and kind of the end of the regular season before that. So yeah, all the best to Boogie, and hope he comes back next year and makes All
And
NBA,
demolishes.
destroys, because he's so fun to watch.
All right, man. Last question. Then I'm gonna wrap this up because it was good. This is really good, man. I want to keep it on like the good,
Yeah, man.
a good
Sure.
tone here. Do you think? And I mean, I literally just thought about this yesterday, thinking about you coming on the show and all that good stuff. Do you think this is like the era of shooters, like straight up 3-point shooters? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we have Clay, you got fucking. I mean, even Draymond Green hits him almost every now and then, you know? Clay, Draymond Green, Harden, like, so many people just pull up from Guam and just drain it
Lillard.
all day. Exactly. Do you think this is like the era of the shooters? Like, will we continue to see 3-point shots, or do you think something else, like, you know, is going to take over, and 3-pointers will still be a thing, but it's not going to be as crazy as like you said, the Warriors dynasty, the James Harden, you know, step back threes and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do more with officiating than anything nowadays, because since guys like LeBron and Shaq came into the league, they have changed the rules to the point where you can't touch a guy when he's out on the perimeter, and not even really when he comes to the paint, without like taking 10 minutes to see if it was a flagrant foul or not. It's just the sport has become more finesse, more about offense, more about scoring, more about shooting. This is the era of shooting that we're in right now. And the only thing that can change that is that if, as time goes on, teams decide to only lean harder into that. And every team you see starts playing like the Rockets, where they're swinging until they find they're doing 3 things. They're shooting a 3, they're taking a layup, or James Harden is going to the free throw line.
Yeah.
That's the Rockets offense. But you see guys like CJ McCollum hit a big shot. Kawhi Leonard hit big shots, all from mid-range. At the end of the day, like, good basketball players, in playoff basketball, you need a guy who you can give the ball to when everything stops working, when you're at your last breath, like, when you've lost. You need a guy to say, get us a bucket, and then just put us over. And, like, I think that's the most important thing about basketball. It's a superstars game. It always has been. It's not like football where the iconic logos are, you know, because you can even tell, like, you know, you're a Jets, you're a Giants fan. Like, there's a lot more. I know a lot more LeBron fans than I do Knicks fans, or fans of any team, really, for that matter. I'm a Steph Curry guy. I'm a Chris Paul guy, you know. D Wade, that's my guy. Like, it's a very superstar-heavy league, and that's because at the end of the day, in a close game, you just need a guy who's going to, you know,
Gonna put that
seal the
fucking
deal.
thing in, yeah.
He's going to do it.
And hit that shot. That's respect. All right, Butters. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Big
Thanks
claps
for having me, bro.
Billy
Dude, this was
Sullivan,
fun.
our first guest on Views from the Ceiling Fan. Hit us up on our Instagram at Views from the Fan 2. Hit us up on Twitter, Views Fan. If you so choose, follow me on Instagram, CJ Sprinkle with 2 E's, or follow me on Twitter at CJ Sprinkle4. Kenny, let them know what's popping with you.
Instagram is KenRobs_, and Twitter's at KennyIsAlright.
That's it. And Bill Butters, laid on them. Where can they find you, man?
You guys can find me on Venmo at Billy-Sullivan-13. That's my social media.
That's respect, bro. Send some Venmo cash to our boy over here. Thank you so much again for coming on the show, bro. We have something special coming up. It's in the works right now for you. We get a nice ceiling fan blade that is being made for us, and you're gonna sign that shit.
Cool.
And we're gonna
Tell him who's making it.
Miss Temps from our
from high school. Yeah.
is gonna sign that. Unfortunately, you don't get to keep it. We're gonna keep it on the show, but yeah, you're gonna sign it. We'll take nice pictures with that, and
that's cool.
We'll get
man.
that'll post it on IG and all that good stuff. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Wednesday, which is today, if you are listening, which is not today. Today's Tuesday, but if you're listening as our episodes come out on Wednesday, is Game 3, baby. So watch Game 3, enjoy. And just have a fantastic week. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're out of here, y'all. Peace.
Whoa. 8 bucks down the watch. I dropped a lot of diamonds. Repressed memory. Forgot you carry me. Lobotomy when the mess up's all I see. Can't get my sleep. Change of pacing. Stop to roll the flames I'm facing. Feel wiped out. How I wasted time. It led a name that I'm disappointed. Get interested. Double jointed. Moving forward.